Welcome to episode 13. Today we learn how to bundle steps into a reusable block called a function. A function lets us give one clear name to a task, accept inputs called parameters, and send a result back using the word return. When we use functions, our programs get shorter, easier to test, and easier to change. By the end of this lesson, you will know how to define a function with the keyword def, how to pass arguments in, how to return a value, and how to write a short docstring that explains the purpose of the function. Why do we use functions? First, reuse. Write it once, then call it many times. Second, clarity. A good function name reads like a sentence and tells future you what the code does. Third, testing. Small functions are easy to test in isolation. In this lesson, we start simple with a greeter. Then we add parameters, return a value, and show defaults and docstrings. I will explain each step in plain language so you understand what every line is doing and why it is written that way. We will define a function named greet that takes one parameter called name. Inside the block, we construct a message and return it. Return hands a value back to the caller so it can be printed or stored. In our small demo, we call greet and pass the word Ben as the argument. The function receives that text in the parameter name, builds a sentence, and returns it. Because we return the message, the print call shows the string on screen. If you are new to this, read the function from top to bottom and match each name to its purpose. A function can take 0, 1, or many parameters. Parameters are local names that only exist inside the function. When a function finishes without a return statement, Python returns the special value none. That means there is no useful result to use. In practice, most utility functions return something. Here I will show a tiny add function that returns a total and a log function that only prints a message and returns none. Notice how the call to add produces a number you can reuse, while the log function only performs a side effect. Let us compute body mass index. We will write a function named BMI that accepts weight in kilograms and height in meters. Inside the function, we apply the formula weight divided by height squared. I will say height squared out loud as height *** 2. The function returns a floating point number. In the main code, we ask the user for weight and height, convert text to float, call our function, and then format the result to one decimal place for a clean readout. This tiny function is now reusable anywhere you need the same calculation. Default arguments make parameters optional. If the caller does not supply a value, Python uses the default. In this example, the parameter endmark defaults to an exclamation mark. When we call shout with only the text, it uses the default. When we pass a second argument, it uses the custom ending. One warning from the Python documentation: avoid mutable defaults like lists or dictionaries. Use none as the default and create the list inside the function. This pattern prevents surprising behavior across calls. A docstring is a short explanation that lives directly under the def line inside triple quotes. Tools use it to show quick help. You can call the built-in help function with your function to read that text. In editors, hovering the mouse often shows the same message. Keep your docstring brief. Describe the purpose, the important parameters, and what is returned. This small habit saves time when you or a teammate come back later and cannot remember what the function was meant to do. Your challenge is to write a function named net_price. It accepts two inputs, base price and tax %. The function returns the base price multiplied by 1 plus tax % divided by 100. After you create the function, ask the user to enter a base price and a tax %, then call your function and print the total as currency with 2 decimals. Pause the video and build this step by step. Check the screen for a small reminder to get you started. Use short, clear names and add a one-line docstring that explains what the function returns. Here is one clean solution. The first line defines the function and names 2 parameters. The docstring explains the units and the expected tax format. Inside the function, we compute a multiplier by taking tax % divided by 100, then add 1. We multiply base price by that multiplier and return the result. In the main code, we prompt the user for two values, convert both pieces of text to float, call net_price with those two numbers, and store the result. Finally, we format the number to 2 decimals so the output looks like currency. You can test again with your own numbers to confirm the calculation changes as expected. Great work! Today you learned the def keyword, how to pass parameters, how to return a value, how to use default arguments safely, and how to write helpful docstrings. You also built a practical function to calculate net price with tax. These skills let you break problems into small, named steps that you can test and reuse. In the next episode, we will handle user mistakes with try and accept so your programs can recover from bad input and keep running smoothly.